He's scary for a ballerina.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Wei Jiang Detective. So here we are, and there he is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, we have some very, very cool artwork here of the detective, aka Age of Extinction Hound, just lighting it up. That's really cool. That's a really cool piece of artwork there. On this side of the box, we have the front view, the lateral view, the rear view. On this side of the box, you have Hound with and without his helmet. You have warning, please don't eat anything in this box that could be very bad for you. On the top of the box, you have the detective. On the bottom of the box, you just have things and stuff and whatnot that I can't read. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. It does this, that, the other thing, stuff, yada, yada, yada. And that's basically it for the packaging. So moving right along, here we have Wei Jiang's Detective, which is an upscaled, modified version of the Age of Extinction Voyager Hound mold. And this is a very cool figure. And like I said, this is just the Age of Extinction Hound mold, but they added some tricks to it. They really put some work into this, and it's really, really cool. So here he is in his vehicle mode, and much more screen accurate deco on him with the camouflage going on, and looks quite cool. Very nicely done. You got the wheels, the tires looking all nice and dirty, which I love. Got the front here, nicely painted. Very cool. And yeah, just a much more screen accurate deco here for Hound, and I do very much like it. We got some extra bits hanging out down there. Some of those extra tricks they threw in there, and you can see some hinges and some seams in the wheels, and those are more of those extra little tricks they threw into this toy. But yeah, very cool. So for comparison, here he is with the other upscaled knockoff Hound that I reviewed a while back, but you can kind of see there. Same size, just obviously difference in the paint deco. So you have that. And here is the original Voyager Hound mold from Age of Extinction, just so you can see how it scales there. And this basically bumps him up to about, leader class size. For another comparison, here he is with Leader Prime. This is the Takara version of Leader Prime. So you can see how it scales there. So yeah, they bumped them up basically to about leader class size. So yeah, he rolls okay. Not all of the wheels hook up. You can see like this back wheel right here, just sometimes it wants to hook up, sometimes it doesn't. That's one little issue there, is just not all the wheels. You can't really get all the wheels to hook up. Kinda, sorta, kinda, those back wheels, which are new, just have a little bit of a problem hooking up and rolling properly. It's the only real issue in vehicle mode, that's pretty much it. Now, of course, he does include a crap ton of accessories, and even a couple new ones. He does include the triple Gatling gun here, which is done in a nice green and black and silver, a little bit of red there. Looks very cool. I like the paint job they did on these weapons for this version of the mold. So you got that, and you get these two guns, again, done in that same paint deco with the green and the black and the silver. And they look very cool. You get two of those. You get two of these guns right here, just done in green and black. You get these two little pistols here, again, done in green and black, just like the original toy had. You do get two knives, and these are new knives. These are a new mold, as opposed to the knife that came with the original toy, which was, very basic design. These actually look really, really cool, and I dig them. They're nice and jagged and just awesome. Done in green and black. So you get two of those knives. You also do get a brand new gun for this figure. Kind of a double-barreled shotgun kind of deal here. Not really shotguns, maybe more of an, I don't know. I don't know guns, but you flip down this handle, and then you come in here, and you can flip down the magazine here. And there you go, and that's pretty cool. So that's a new gun to this figure. Again, done in that green and black with the silver. It looks very cool. I dig it. I dig it. So you get that. You do also get little grenades right here, which are die-cast. They are made of metal and just painted in green. You get those grenades. He does also include his dog tags right here, which is just on a little metal chain. You got his little dog tags right here with the W and the J for Wei Jiang. So you get that as well. And one other little accessory, like literally little accessory that will show off when we get into robot mode. Now you can store pretty much everything on him in his vehicle mode. We're going to take the grenades and the dog tags, put those off to the side. But everything stores on him, basically just like the original Hound. You take these guns and they just tab in to the sides right here. And these guns right here, you just flip up the handles. Flip up the handles. And these will go tabbed onto this side right here. And this side right here. Although this back one is a little loose, this one tends to fall out kind of easily. And that goes right there. Where is it? Okay. You take this gun right here, and you have these two tabs, which will just go into these two slots right here. So you just line that up, tab that on, and that holds on nice and secure like. You have the two knives, which just peg in right under here. So you just peg that on, peg that on. Now, this new gun right here, you just fold up the magazine, fold up the handle, and this will just tab in right there. So you just tab that onto the side. Oops. There we go. Tab that on like that. And there you go. Now these two smaller pistols, normally they would go into the holsters right here in the shins of his robot mode legs. But unfortunately, that space is now occupied by all this here, so they don't fit there anymore. So now where these go is pegged right up in here in these two ports. So you just peg that one there. You peg that one there. And there you have that. And there is everything stored on Hound. And yeah, you can pretty much store everything. There's no official place for the grenades and his dog tag, but I mean, you technically can store it on him if you want to. This is what I do. You can just raise up this section here with his head, and you can just take the grenades and just kind of drop them in there, and take the dog tags, just drop them in there, and close that back up. And there you go. Storage! Storage for everything! Hooray for storage! Hey! So yeah, there you go. So you can really store everything on him if you want to. And that's pretty cool. So there you go. So now we're going to get down to transformation. So obviously the first thing we want to do is remove all of the weapons. So I will do that real quick. And we'll get down to transformation. So first thing you want to do is you want to actually take his head here and you want to raise this up. Just bring that up and over. Just swing all this around. There we go. So now we're going to come back here and we're going to unpeg these side panels right here. This is a new bit of engineering they added to it. So you want to unpeg these panels, which do hold on very securely. You can see the two pegs, two ports right there. So just undo that, bring that down, and onto the other side, bring that down. Then come back here and you want to untab this section. You want to kind of pull it down and pull it out, because it sits underneath this ridge right here. So kind of pull that down, pull it out. There you go. And you can see these tabs that just go into slots right in here. So once you have all that undone, you can take all this and you can bring it up. And once you've done that, you take this panel here. You can see the two tabs just kind of sit under that right there. So just undo that. Take this, fold this up like that, and then you can bring this whole assembly up. And you got that, which will just go into that notch right there. And just peg that in. You can see we got this new bit going on here, which we are going to work on as soon as I raise the camera, so I have some room to operate here. So, what you want to do here is you want to just split this, and it's a pretty small tab here, so I would say be careful with that. Don't just go, you know, get all ham-handed with it. So just separate that, and what you're going to do here is you're going to take this panel and you're going to untab it by just rotating it out to the side like that, and then bring it up. That's what you're doing there. So just bring that around, bring that up, and then once you've done that, you're going to hold this in place, and you're just going to rotate the top section 180 like that, and hold that in place, rotate that 180 like that. Once you've done that, you can then take these and just bring them back, and these will just sit right in there. Bring that back like that, and then you just take the wheels and you collapse them in, and they will hold all that in place like that. So there you have that all done. So that's a new little trick there in the engineering. So now we just take the arms and just bring them up, and then you just untab this section of the arm right here. It's a little tight. Then you can bring that up, and that's just going to clip in right there to the side view mirror. Like that. Bring the arm down, rotate the bicep, and then you got an arm all done. Second verse, much like the first. Just bring that up, untab, and these do tab in a lot more securely. There we go. Untab that, bring that up, snap that into place, bring that down, rotate the bicep, and there we go. Make sure those wheels collapse all the way in. And there we have the upper body all done. So now we're going to work on the lower body, which has a lot of new tricks to it. So I'm going to split the legs here, and we're going to take this new assembly here, and we're just going to bring this up. You want to take this whole series of hinges here, you want to bring this up, bring that down, and you want all that like that. Once you do that, we got this new bit right here. So you just want to unhook these little tabs right here. Unhook that. You can bring that down. And then you open up these panels here. And then you flip these panels out like that. And then these little nubs right here are going to go right into those little slots right there. And lock that into place like that. Okay, once you've done that, you just bring it up on this hinge right here, and there's a little hook right here. You just bring that up, and you just kind of hook it in from the side here. Just kind of bring that up, and then just bring it into the side. And when you're going back into truck mode, you want to just take that and just push that to the side, and that will unhook itself like that. So that's how that works. Just bring it up from the side, and then center it. And now he's got his belly, his camouflage belly. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So now we will rotate him 180 at the waist. And then we will take his whole waist assembly here and just bring that up and forward like that. And now we will start working on his legs, which have quite a bit of new engineering going on here. So we're going to take this back section here. We're going to bring this down and bring this to the side. And that's just to pretty much get it out of our way. Now you want to take this wheel right here. You want to untab that. Make sure that's out of your way. Untab that, and then you're just going to swing this out like that. And now you're going to take this wheel and you're going to split it like that. It does tab in very securely. So you want to extend it like that and then fold it in, and you can see there's a little tab, a little post right there. It's going to go into a little port right there. So you just line that up, peg that in, and then you're going to take this and just rotate it inward like that. And once you've done that, you now take this wheel and open that up, extend it like that, and this bit right here will focus. There you go. This bit right here will slide down, then you bring that up, and that will peg in right there like that. And then you bring that up, and that will make his foot, which is pretty cool. And then you take this panel right here, rotate it 180, and just bring it in like that. And this section here, you just take it, bring it up like that to make the heel. And that's how you want all that oriented. And then you just rotate it 180 at the thigh swivel. And there you have a leg all done. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, second verse, as you can guess, just like the first. So we'll just take this and bring that down, bring that out to the side, unpeg, swing that out, and split the wheels. Peg that in, swing that in. It's very clever what they came up with for this guy. Definitely is, definitely is. And you just bring that down, peg that in, and just bring all that up. That, rotate, bring that in, take the heel, bring it in and up. And then you rotate at the thigh. And there you go. Just get everything straightened out here so we can stand properly. And there you have Detective, aka Age of Extinction Hound, in his robot mode. And very, very cool. I love the new engineering tricks they threw into this mold. There's a lot of clever stuff going on here with the belly piece and the way the actual tires become his feet. You know, in the original toy, they cheated that, but they actually made it work. So the tires actually become his feet, and that's really cool. You know, you no longer have those panels here hanging off of his hands. Now those panels are back here, and just... yeah, all around very cool. And we get a nice new head sculpt also, and that is very cool. That is very Hound. Looks great, looks great. You get some nice kind of dull gray there. And very cool. You can remove his helmet. It's a little tight, but you can remove it. There we go. Yeah, you can get a better look at his face now. But yeah, there he is without his helmet, and he even picked out some of the details there in paint. Some of that red and gray. A little bit of gold there as well. But yeah, very cool. And the helmet is just 2 tabs that just plug into the top of his head there. Let's give him his helmet back. Now he is missing one little thing there. He is missing his cigar. And he does include his cigar. This little tiny bullet cigar. A little bit of red there on the tip. Now, you can leave this in his mouth. It just, just pegs into his mouth. You can leave it in his mouth, but on mine, it tends to fall out kind of easily. So, because I don't want to lose it, I usually take it out when I'm transforming him. But I think ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little dot of glue and just glue that into his mouth. So it just never falls out again. But now you have the full-on look. Now, one thing that is very nice and very considerate of Wei Jiang is that they do give you an extra little bullet cigar, so if you do lose that one, you got a backup, which is nice. But yeah, I think I'm just going to end up just gluing that into his mouth so it just doesn't come out at all. But all in all, though, very nicely done. Again, just a lot more screen accurate. You got some nice gold here, even some blue in there on the forearms. And yeah, very cool, very nicely done. You got some red in there. And you got the camo work right there on the belly. All right, nicely done. Again, I love the trick with the wheels there to make his feet. Very, very cool. And the backpack here, everything, everything compresses nicely. Yeah, you got some nice, kind of like a dull gold here for those little rockets there on his arms. And yeah, very, very cool. Now, articulation-wise, the head can rotate. You don't get a whole lot of room due to his beard. He can look up a little bit. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty much all the movement you're going to get out of his head right there. The arms can do a full 360. They can go in and out. You got a bicep swivel. You got over 90 degrees of a bend at the elbow. You do have a wrist swivel. The hands can open and close. You actually have two hinges here, a hinge there and a hinge there. So his hands can open and close, which is very nice. He does have the waist swivel. The legs can move forward that far. Can move back only that far. Outward movement. You can do the full splits. Thigh swivel. That's pretty much, you get 90 degrees of bend there at the knee, and his new feet unfortunately don't do too much. They can't really move up. They can move down due to transformation. You don't really get a whole lot of tilt out of them. Nope, that came undone there. But, you know, you get like a mild amount of tilt there on the new feet. So, there you have that. Now we can give him his dog tags here, and how these work is you basically want them oriented so that this opening is facing up, and the tab you can see is kind of angled down like that. And where this goes is you have these little notches right here, right there on his collar, and that's where you want these to go. So you just take these and just kind of push them in like that. It does hold pretty securely. And we just get the other side in. And we just push that in. Push that into the groove there. This one's a little stiffer, but you can get it in. And there you go. Now he's got his dog tags. It's good to go. And you can take the grenades here, and they will just slot in the little notch right there in his belly. And just take that and just push it in. And there you go. You have his grenades there, just hanging out. And of course, you have all of these weapons here that we have to play with. You can still make the, the big murder gun of justice. Just flip down that handle here, bring that down, slide that up, take this bit, bring it out to the side, and you have the triple Gatling gun there, which you can hold if you want to. But let's put together the big murder gun of justice here. So you can take these guns and tab them to the sides, like that. And then we take these guns right here, and we peg these together, and these will just plug in under here like that. And then you take a knife, plug it into the smaller gun, take a knife, plug it into the smaller gun, and then these will just plug in to the front of these guns like that. And you have the giant murder gun of justice death. There's no way to incorporate the new gun into this combination, not that I've been able to find, and the instructions don't say anything about it, so I don't know. But you can't hold that. You just open up his hand there and just drop that in and close his hand up, and you can just get him to hold that if you want. As if he doesn't have enough weaponry. Let's give him a whole new gun. Sure, why not? We'll just open this up. But you can have him holding that gun as well, if you want to. And just have him totally armed to the teeth. Why not? Dare I say, why not? So, there you go. And of course, if you want to, you can store everything on him if you don't want him actually holding his weapons. So we can just pull all this apart. And take this out, take the knives out. And everything stores just like it did on the original Age of Extinction Hound. You got these guns, which just tab into the sides there. These little guns will now go into those slots in his shins. And go. There you go. And that slots in right there. These guns, you got the post on either side. You just plug in right here under his armpits, like that. And like that. These do hold in very securely, because I remember on my original Age of Extinction Hound, those fell out really easily. You have the knife here. You got a port right here in his belly. You can just take that and plug that in. And you also still have this port available right here on his chest. So you can plug in that second knife right there if you want. And then we can turn him around. And this gun, you take this center post right here, and that will go right there. Just plug that in to his back like that. It usually holds in very securely while you're popping out. There we go. So you can plug that right there. And this new gun, this post will plug in to the port right in there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is, right there. That's where that goes. And you just line that up and push that in. And there you go. And there he is with all of his armament stored on him. So there you have that. Really cool. I love this. I really love this. So there you go now for comparison. Here he is with the previous upscaled Hound that I reviewed a while back, just so you can see how they look together. And he's a little bit shorter just because of his new feet and how they work. It makes him a little bit shorter, but there you have that. Here he is with the leader class Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction, the Takara version. So you can see how they look together, and that definitely works very well. That's a nice scale, as far as I'm concerned anyway. That looks good. Here he is with the big evasion mode Optimus Prime, and it would have been great if they had made him to scale with this guy. That would have been awesome, but it is what it is. But those are those two together. So you have that. And here he is with the original Voyager Age of Extinction Hound, the official one. So you can see how they look together. And they did a lot to this figure. I mean, granted, this is still this toy, but they did a lot to this mold. They did a lot of modifications, a lot of remolding too. Like the forearms are not the same. You can see the forearms are a totally new mold. You can see the arms here, like these bits, you know, these little rockets on his arms are actually a totally new mold. They did remold the upper arms as well, because now they're made to actually peg into each other. You can see the post right there. So they are actually made to peg together in truck mode. So they did remold that. And of course, all the new, you know, engineering that they did to the legs. You can see, you know, again, on the original version, they kind of cheated the tire feet here, whereas on this version, they actually got the tires to transform into his feet with that new engineering. And very, very cool. So, I mean, granted, at its core, they are the same toy, but they did a lot to the mold, and pretty much, I mean, they made a whole new figure out of it, and that is cool, so cool. And he so much looks like movie Hound now. Like, this looks so much more screen accurate, and I absolutely love it. I think they did a great job with this, great job. And there is some die-cast in them. The whole cab of the truck is die-cast, and some of the armatures are metal as well. So he does have a little bit of heft to him, which is nice as well. But yeah, overall, very, very cool. I really, really enjoy this figure. The only real flaw is just in truck mode with those back wheels hooking up. That doesn't work perfectly. But that's the only real flaw that I can find, at least with my copy of the toy. I mean, other than that, I've had no real issues with them. All in all, just, like I said, so cool. I really dig this. Now, I picked up this fat ballerina from Sir Toys. I'll link to their site in the description down below. Sir Toys does have him listed as Hound, not Detective. So if you go on Sir Toys, look up Hound, not Detective. Hound. That's how they have him listed. You can also pick up official Transformers merchandise from BigBadToyStore.com. There'll be a link to their site in the description down below as well, so you can check that out. You can also check out my knockoff Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say, so there is the Wei Jiang detective, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be a geek, be proud, palm in your face. Hound, I'm asking you, old friend, what do you think our next move against the Decepticons should be? Well, I think we should just go out there and blow them all up. Is that your answer for everything? You don't know me at all, do you, Prime? Well, before we get out there, I'm kind of hungry. I'm going to get something to eat. Whoa! Now why did you blow up the microwave? Is that not how that works?